I think we're live. Are we live, everyone? Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful April 10th, 2024. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, midnight, wherever you are in the world. I'm starting a great day myself. What was that English there? And today I'm joined by Mr. Tyrone, your fan favorite.
Yeah, it's literally just me. And unfortunately for you guys, I've decided to be nicer today.
Oh,
We're we're going to have a calm,
surely. Oh, yeah, surely.
relatively calm stream today.
Surely. So today there was some actually big news that came out of the House, the Trump campaign, and of course the state of North Carolina, brand new poll that I guess we're gonna do some debunking today, or what's the
The
word for
polling
it?
was shit. They oversampled Democrats. Independents are not voting that way. Yeet said it originally. All these polls coming out within the past month are like it's one massive Biden push. If you actually go look at the party line numbers and you actually go look at
Yeah,
the independents,
we'll
Trump is
get to
still.
that. We'll get to that because that poll is bad. Like, I'm not saying that Roberts is a clear favorite, but I'm just saying like that poll, the same people were saying so much crap about, oh, Trump is doing 1 point better with black voters. That poll is garbage. But they won't say a word about some of the stuff in this new Quinnipiac poll from North Carolina. So we'll get to all that in a second. But first, before I continue with tonight's stream, I hope you enjoy these streams. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Again, folks, like Tyrone says, it's just $1 a month. Think about that. Just
Dollar. It's $1 a month. I went to one of my favorite local chicken chains. It's like
we
it
should.
was. I shit you not. Like I can send you a picture. Rap. Like the total was $17.76.
Damn.
Yeah. No, like if a fast food chicken meal for like 7 pieces of spicy fried chicken tenders with coleslaw, mac and cheese, and a fucking sweet tea is for $18. I mean, like the money goes a longer way with you, man.
Yeah, so again, folks, all support is greatly appreciated, and of course, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, another great way to send a super chat via, well, the chat. Again, I try to read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way to get them answered, and we already got a super chat. Yoshi Fan Nick for 2. Hey, Rap, uncommitted is on the ballot in Maryland for the primary? Yeah, I thought so. So we're going to see a uncommitted vote in Maryland, I guess. Which I don't think really matters that much, but it still would be interesting to see what happens in Maryland. Because there are, there could be a sign, for Virginia, because you do got the DC suburbs. So maybe there's something crazy that happens there, but we just gotta see.
I don't think so. Maryland Democrats are pretty establishment.
I guess, yeah. But
They
yes,
also don't really have the minority. Maryland Nova is kind of like this one big thing.
yeah, so I guess, you could say, well, maybe it's not going to impact Biden that much, but we just got to see what happens. So I guess uncommitted is on the ballot. That's going to be in a month or so, I think. But all right, to the stream, everyone. Today, Trump's actually having 2 big fundraisers. One in Atlanta and one in Orlando. Should we talk about the Atlanta thing for a second?
Yeah, let's talk about the Atlanta one first.
So, Trump did a fundraiser. That's not really the story, and that's the wrong background. Okay, sorry about that, folks. That's should not be updated house map. It should be the different thumbnail. Point is, I'll get that. I'll fix that a little bit. But yeah, so Trump was at Chick-fil-A today. Trump straight up went to Chick-fil-A in downtown Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just
God's chicken, as Ye likes to say.
yeah. So let me pull this up. He straight up went to Chick-fil-A in in Atlanta after a fundraiser. I mean, who else would do this? They just straight up went to a Chick-fil-A and ordered 30 milkshakes for customers. I mean, who does that? I don't know, but
President Trump, because he loves the American people.
I mean, this is just like good retail politics. Just straight up pulled up and said, "Yes, I'll buy 30 milkshakes." Yeah, I mean,
Can I have a cheeseburger?
but yeah. So I think that Trump, I think, was smart to go and I think he's smart to do these type of things. It might not matter that much in the grand scheme of things, but I do think him going to these, Chick-fil-A's, going to UFC fights, I do think it makes him seem more, how do I put it? I guess,
Human.
Yeah, not just like the Biden or Orange Man bad. That's one thing that these help with Trump. You know, it makes him seem like he's just an average American. Like I said, Chick-fil-A. Let's see. Trump calls Chick-fil-A God's kitchen or chicken. Why did I say kitchen? God's kitchen.
God's kitchen would be like, I don't know. I know a Lost Kitchen would be Damassi's Mediterranean buffet.
Oh, good lord. Let's see here. It's my pleasure to support President Trump. Yeah, but I just think that what Trump is doing here, I mean, yeah, it's not going to, I don't think it's going to win any votes over, but I still think it's good optics. Just go to these random Chick-fil-A's and just be like, yes, I'll have 30 milkshakes for customers. All right, so that's kind of the first thing that happened today. It was kind of just a small thing, but the big thing was Trump Fundraiser. He raised $5 million in Atlanta, and later tonight he's going to raise, I think, $10 million in Orlando. So much for the fundraising problems. That's $15 million today, on top of the, what was it, $50.5 million last week?
Something like that, yeah.
So in a matter of 3 fundraisers, he's tripled what Biden raised in that one huge fundraiser with 3 presidents, you know, Lizzo, Stephen Colbert, the entire Democrat party. He's going to triple their fundraising numbers. But tell me that Trump has this huge fundraising problem. He does it now.
Yeah, no, guys, I'm sorry, but when they have to pull out Barack Obama and Bill Clinton and Trump just casually earns it, like, you're delusional if you think that they're going to lose or anything remotely like that.
Well, yeah,
I just fuck off. I'm so sick of these dishonest people and their dishonest nonsense.
It's one of those things where, you know, again, at first it seemed that like a big gap, but because of the fact that he wasn't the nominee. The fact was, he wasn't the nominee for this entire time, and Biden was. Democrats declared him the nominee like 2 years ago. So he's able to fundraise way more than Trump. And these idiots don't get that. They just think, oh, well, Trump's down in fundraising right now. He's going to lose. He's down because clowns like DeSantis and Haley kept the primary going, when they should have dropped out 5 months ago.
He's also down because people like McDaniel pseudo-admitted openly that they were doing this to try and sabotage Trump.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get
No,
it.
Patrick, just because you can't raise money doesn't mean you're a poor candidate. It means you just have a mismanagement problem more likely than not.
And Trump's campaigns are going to fundraise record amounts. He's going to close that gap in like a month if he keeps this up. And that's a smart thing Trump's doing. When he's not doing rallies or at his trials, he's doing these big fundraisers, raising a bunch of money, and he's going to close the gap within a month or so. And it's also not just for his campaign. People make it sound like it's all going towards his legal funds. It can't. Legally, it cannot. Most of the money's going right towards the RNC, state parties, and then the Trump campaign. And these morons don't understand that. They just think, oh, Trump's raising it. That means it's going to be all towards his legal issues. It's not. I don't get why people think that.
Because they're idiots who are illiterate. Yeah, no, the only advantage Biden has right now is funding. And the fact that the Republican National Convention in a month and a half have managed to make up literally every funding discrepancy with a couple rallies and just better ads because they got better management. Like, Biden's only advantage is rapidly evaporating. I don't know what to tell people.
Well, the only thing I'll say is that Biden, the Democrat Party, they do have an advantage on the ad front, but that's because I scheduled all of them like 2 years in advance, and that's misleading. But either way, that's the only thing they got. And some people really think, oh, well, because the Biden campaign spent money on ads early, the Trump campaign cannot spend anything. Huh? Someone actually said that. No, they're saying that, oh, well, Biden bought up all the ad space. That means Trump can't run ads because there's no ad space left. Are you freaking kidding me? I just don't get these people. I know they're dumb, but it's like, at some point, you just have to realize that you're just not smart. All right. So, either way, that was a big fundraiser for Trump. He raised $15 million today, or he's expected to. He raised $5 million for sure in Georgia, probably $10 million out in Orlando. And he's closing the gap within a month. So the fundraising concerns can go away. He's not going to have this fundraising problem in 2 months or whatever.
But he's not going to have this fundraising issue going forward, period.
Yeah.
Because Laura Trump and Michael Whitley have proven to be effective RNC leaders. It really was just McDaniel being just absolutely
Worthless.
just a fucking worthless cunt.
And the funny thing is now it's like all the people that said that Whitley and Laura Trump were going to suck, they're just not saying anything. They won't admit they're wrong. They just think, oh, well, it's a Trump. That means to be bad. These same people don't say a damn word about Reagan when he put his daughter in charge of the RNC. No one mentions that part. Trump actually made a smart decision making Whitley and Laura Trump the RNC chairs. It's working.
Oh, it's not even working. It's like, it's juiced.
Yeah, I mean, they're juicing their fundraising numbers and not just, oh, it's going to be a 1 month thing. It sounds like this
that shit is straight bitching.
Good Lord.
It's bitching. It's pumping.
Yeah.
Bitching and pumping.
But either way, I think that, the fundraising concerns, I just want to touch upon that real quick because of the, there were fundraisers today, and there's some conspiracies going around that it's over for Trump because of that. All right, so that's kind of
away.
What?
Please leave us alone. Get your inane nonsense out of here.
Yeah. All right, so should we talk about the House stuff, or should we talk about the North Carolina stuff?
I don't know what's happening in North Carolina. Oh, the Attorney General, right? Or not?
The garbage polling. The garbage polling in North Carolina today.
The governor's race poll, right?
Yeah, let's actually start the House stuff because Mike Johnson might be in deep shit. So, for those that don't know, there was a vote on the key surveillance bill today, and it failed. 19 Republicans voted against it. I'm glad this failed, by the way. I mean, this was not a good bill. I don't know why Mike Johnson wants this bill passed so badly. And the same thing with the rest of the Republican Party. And, only Trump and, some of the conservatives, they were against this. I don't get why they support this surveillance bill at all. It doesn't do anything good. Chat, does this bill do anything good? Effectively, what it does is it makes it easier for them to spy on you.
I love giving federal agents who have been openly caught scheming against the American Republic and undermining the democratically elected president. I love it when people are just okay with these same people spying on us and taking away our rights. Don't you, Rap?
I mean, did you guys see the Alex Jones stuff?
Don't you just love it when that happens, when your civil rights are taken away?
Yeah, I mean, just look at the Alex Jones stuff. We're now learning that, oh yeah, by the way, the FBI and the CIA coordinated with the courts and the legal system to take down Alex Jones. It's stuff like that. And they admitted it. They were saying, yeah, we took him down. We bankrupted him. We made stuff up about him. I mean, why would you give these morons even more power? But apparently this law in its current state exempted people in Congress.
It's like Ownblump or something or other.
It exempts people that work in Congress, and congressmen. They try to bribe the people in Congress, and luckily, so far, it's failed. I just don't get why, what's Mike Johnson doing?
That's a great question. What is Mike Johnson doing?
Same thing with, Thomas Massie and Taylor Greene. They supported this bill. I thought Massie was the libertarian, the guys that just stamped this crap. Oh, he votes for this.
There's no such thing as a libertarian in Congress.
That's true. But Thomas Massie, supposedly this libertarian juggernaut that is going to represent them in the House. Yeah, that went well.
Yeah, Thomas Massie, when he votes against aid to the people of Kentucky because he's a base principled libertarian. Or not. Yeah,
Let's see. Thomas Massie voted for it makes no sense. He's gone completely off the rails. I just think because Trump supported it. I like Massie, but that's what it comes down to. Everything that Trump says, it's like Justin Amash.
These people have Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh, yeah, easy. I mean, Thomas Massie, I remember I complained about him being too consistent, but now I just think if Trump supports something, he's opposed to it. When was the last time he supported something Trump backed?
I can't remember.
Ever? What was that?
I was clearing my throat.
Oh, it sounded a bit suspicious from through Discord. Did Massey explain his vote for the renewalship? I don't think so. He kind of just did it. For no reason. So, apparently this is causing a lot of problems. Mike Johnson might go down because of this. There are a lot of conservatives not happy with the move here. Which, again, I don't get why he supports this. Even Trump is saying, stop it. Vote against this. End this garbage FISA program. Or at least change it where you can't spy on the American people. And Mike Johnson's excuse was, well, we have to strike the balance always. You have to strike a balance that government always does. You have to protect the American liberty and then protect your security. AKA the same crap they said about the Patriot Act. They said the same thing 10 or 20 years ago when they passed it. Look how that went. Turns out, yeah, we've been spying on everyone since the 90s. I mean, it just goes on and on and on.
And it goes on and on and on and on. I hate that song, by the way. It really sucks.
Let's see here. Removing Johnson would get you Tom Emmer. Yeah, I don't support removing Johnson. He's the best we're going to get, but at some point, I don't know how much longer he's going to last. I don't know what he's trying to do.
I don't want Johnson removed, but, like, honestly, if he is removed, I don't blame. Like he did it to himself with this Ukraine shit.
I mean, the whole thing is just, why do they not have to have a warrant? Why? This bill doesn't require it. Like Jordan says, there should be a requirement to get a warrant. That's just the basic Constitution. That's the Bill of Rights? They don't even, they not even read it? I don't get it. This whole thing about this party loving liberty and freedom and democracy. Meanwhile, they support this crap. Let's see here. Johnson needs a much more larger majority. I understand that, but even Democrats are voting against it. So what's the freaking point? If Democrats support this, or oppose it, I should say, you're not going to pass it either way because they control the Senate. I don't know. He should have just said, screw it, just do what the Republicans want. Just the conservatives, you can have at it. Because Democrats going to oppose it either way. But no, he decided to go down this route, and he might get thrown out. And at that point, I have no clue who would be the new speaker. Does anyone know? Who would even want the speakership at this point? You get a 1-seat majority because of Mike Gallagher being a jackass. And then, let's assume Mike Johnson's thrown out. He probably resigns. Well, do some math. You're not going to get a majority. Nameless Bandicoot has been a member for 7 months. Let's go. Thank you so much, good sir. Let's see. Break-in Biden may not qualify in the Alabama ballot. Yeah, same thing with Ohio. He has a big problem because the Democratic convention is after the ballot access in Alabama and Ohio. So he may not be on the ballot in a bunch of states because they have the convention at such a late date. I believe it was. It's like August 15th or something. It's kind of late. So he may not be on the ballot in a bunch of states like Ohio, Alabama, which again, that's not going to matter, but it would be funny if you lose the popular vote no matter what, because he can't get votes out of those 2 states. He just gets like no votes out of either. And it'll hurt Democrats down the ballot. So let's see here. Go speaker list and shut down the government. You're not gonna get that. What you're gonna get is Don Bacon and frickin' what's the guy's name? Not from Pennsylvania. The guy from Arkansas. The 3 clowns. What's their names again?
Huh?
The 3 congressmen from Arkansas that always suck.
Womack and the other 2.
Yeah, those clowns, Womack especially. You're gonna get stuck with a Democrat like Hakeem Jeffries. That's what's gonna happen if you go speakerless. You get stuck with a Democrat because of Ukraine. These clowns would much rather have a Democrat speaker just to get Ukraine aid. That's how pathetic the Republican Party is. I'm concerned that we'll never get a standalone vote to add warrants, and so Johnson will bring back warrantless FISA by suspending rules. Bad. Massive Ronan post on social media. Then why do you vote for this? I don't get this. I mean, I don't know.
Riz used to get it in Ohio.
But yeah, that's kind of the two minor
Biden
subjects.
a Rizzler.
But how do you see this going down, Tyrone? Do you think Johnson gets thrown out?
No, I don't think Johnson's going to get thrown out. I'm of the opinion that yeah, Johnson is bad, but I do think that what I'm gonna get shit on for this, but for the sake of stability, I think that the House Freedom Caucus needs to be. I'm not gonna say put down, but like they need to be humbled by the greater Republican Party, especially by more MAGA like Bill Gates or not Bill Gates. Matt Gates knows what's up. Matt Gates understands it. He's opposed to removing Johnson. He's said this. The House Freedom Caucus, in my opinion, needs to go on Gates' lead and simply when we could find someone better,
Like, actually,
we
get
could
in.
replace him. Yeah, once we could find someone who can get him in, sure. But do that shit after people are sworn in, not right before the fucking election. The last thing we need is more party infighting.
Yeah, I mean,
Like bunker down, deal with the fact you're gonna have to deal with a bunch of just
non-bacon types.
like yeah, just get over the fact you're gonna have to deal with annoying Don Bacon conservatives,
Conservatives.
and you know what I mean. And when the time comes to go and choose a new speaker, put someone up, especially if you have a round of new conservative people who'd be willing to help you with getting the edge. But don't do this shit right before the election, because that's only going to hurt Republicans in the House, and Trump's going to need every vote possible.
Sam adds for 2. It's not Johnson's as caucus. That's part of it, but here's what's really going on. You have the House Freedom Caucus, like Tyrone was saying. Outside of Gates, the Freedom Caucus completely lost their freaking minds. Not like, I should say that. I should say just, they're not even trying to work with Johnson. That's what we know of. They're not even trying. So I can understand where Johnson's coming from, where, okay, these clowns don't even want to help me. At least Matt Gaetz is trying to do something. But you have Marjorie Taylor Greene types threatening to get rid of him.
Marge.
Seriously, she's trying to get rid of him, but she will not tell him or work with him at all. So it's like, why? Well, I don't get the strategy the House Freedom Caucus is doing. It goes same thing with the moderates. What the hell are they doing? Do they really think that the people want more Ukraine aid? Well, I don't get why that's their number one focus. You could focus it on so many different subjects, but you focus it on Ukraine aid? Really? That's your plan? Now, again, the FISA bill was bad. That's Johnson's doing, but he should have just not put a vote on this. He should have just said, unless the Democrats want to shut down the government, we're not going to vote on it. Or actually, we're going to pass what we want. McCarthy was a better speaker. No, that's false. McCarthy was making backroom deals with Dems. McCarthy was just bad. Did he do one good thing? At least with Johnson, he's stopping the Ukraine aid for now. For now, I should say. But at least he stopped it. Moderates is just another term for special interests. Yeah. They're just Democrats that want to run as Republicans because of their district. Except like Don Bacon. Don Bacon's the only one that doesn't have that excuse. The rest of them, yeah, they're just Democrats. They're just straight up Democrats running as Republican because why not? They could win easy. The Rhinos are only focused on what the Uniparty wants. They don't care about their constituents. Yeah. And most of them know they're either retiring or they're going to lose their primary, so they're just going to say F you and leave. Marjorie Taylor Greene, screw Mikey so evil because he passes laws. Marjorie Taylor Greene, remember when Lincoln said a house divided can't stand? Oh, I'm going to impeach Mike now because of, this thing, Sherman. What?
I don't want to fucking hear. I don't want to hear Marjorie. I don't want to ever hear Large Marge bitch about the house or dysfunction when she got in bed with McCarthy and probably had an affair with him.
Oh, he did. Or she did, I should say. That's another subject. But yeah, I think she did. I mean, there's no way to explain other than, yeah, she had an affair with someone. McCarthy, I should say. I don't want to spread rumors, but that's what everyone thinks happened. You cannot tell me with a straight face that, oh yeah, it was just a money thing. That's bull crap. She was a fundraising machine beforehand. She didn't need the money. So, what happened? She got in bed with someone. Rap, how do you feel if Majority Green and AOC form the Schizo Caucus accepting schizos from both parties? Well, AOC just does what the party wants. Majority Green is just nuts. MTG's built like a linebacker.
Remember when Marjorie Taylor Greene accused Catholics of being pedophiles and she got away with it because she lives in a majority Baptist district?
Yeah. She had away with it. And that's when I started to realize that she's a fraud.
No woman. Like, first off, we live in the 2020s, not the fucking 1840s and 50s where you can get away with being a know-nothing.
Well, yeah, but I don't get why she even said that.
Catholics are the second, white Catholics are the second largest voter base for the Republican Party outside white evangelicals.
And really, white Catholics...
Why would you go out of your way to piss off your second largest voter base, especially in northern and southwestern and midwestern states?
White Catholics, I mean, they're the reason that Trump won in 2016. You got to win them back, because some of them flip back to Biden because of the Catholic stuff, but these are the voters that will determine who wins in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. And that dumbass is like, oh no, we're going to attack the Catholics. That's a great idea. How do you expect to gain with Hispanics if that's your plan? Like, what % of Hispanics are Catholic? It's like 80% or something. I don't know, but it's like, I don't get this. I don't get why she went after Catholics. It's the same thing with that. Did you see the Missouri lady, the attorney general candidate? What she said?
No.
She said the same thing, that the Catholic Church is full of pedophiles and all of that. You know, it's like
incredible. You gotta love your like schizo Baptists.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not saying that everything the church did was like perfect. No one's saying that, but to claim that the entire
if you want me to start on what the church has done wrong throughout history, I'd have to go grab my Bible, but I'm not going to get into that shit.
I'm talking about the sex abuse stuff. I'm talking about the sex abuse stuff, which people overstate it anyways. But point is,
hey, if we're gonna start like attacking the Catholic Church for having a quote unquote sex abuse problem, you know what institution needs to be dismantled like millions of years before then because of how like infinitely more prevalent it is? Public education schools.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
It's like what you're 200 times more likely to get molested by like a teacher in a public education institution than a church.
Yeah, it's like 200 times. And people say,
so if we're gonna
different.
Yeah, so like if we're gonna like go after the Catholic Church for having clerical sex abuse, by this logic, just by the degree of severity, we should execute like public teachers. And obviously that's a fucking retarded idea.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what these clowns are saying. It's like, why do you think Catholics don't want to vote Republican? That's why. You just say, oh yeah, the Catholics are all pedophiles. They're gonna go die in hell and all that. It's like the schizophrenic Baptists. Like, that's the best way to put it. Sam adds for 5. Did you hear about the chaos in the Arizona State House today? Yeah, so they voted against the...
Yeah, let's talk about what happened with Arizona now.
So essentially what happened was the abortion ban, it got through the Supreme Court. It was from like 1864. And the State House voted against repealing it. And then you had not riots, but borderline riots happen. And no one said a word about it. They were saying, you're promoting death and rape and all that. That's what they're chanting. You're promoting death somehow.
You're promoting death and rape.
Oh, man. Dustin Carter for 2. I'm a Southern Baptist and Catholics are fellow Christians. Well, yeah, no. Like, I'm not saying every Southern Baptist...
I'm a Southern Baptist. I was raised Southern Baptist. I am now an Anglican. Catholics are infinitely more Christian than most Baptists when you go into the theology, but yeah.
Well, again, like my big problem with like these Protestant groups. I'm not saying everyone's like this, but these freaking quote unquote pastors. There's always a pastor somewhere, and let me tell you, they're usually not good. I'm not saying every pastor is bad, but like, you know what I'm talking about. Like that one guy from Florida, he runs like a Baptist school. He said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna abolish Autism Awareness Week because of devil or something.
What devil?
No, he said like, oh, the devil like created autistic people or something.
Yeah. Guys, I have bad news. I was created by the devil.
It was something stupid like that. It's like act of the devil or something. It's like, just shut up.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm devil spawn or something like that now.
Again, I'm not saying like most Protestants are not like that. I'm just talking about the schizophrenics like Marjorie Taylor Greene, these quote unquote pastors that they become a pastor out of left field and they grift off of it. That's the only reason they become pastors.
Well, a major reason that this happens is because low church Congregationalist Christianity has been so detrimental to how the sacraments and bishopric have actually passed, that just completely abolishing these church institutions, which allow people to become so there is no blessing, there is no sacrament, there is no holiness behind pastors or blessing. Like, they don't even have rightful apostolic succession most of the time. It's literally just, oh, if you believe in Jesus in your heart and you can like do this and that, and sorry guys, but if you're like a believer of Jesus and you don't need to get baptized, you don't need to be baptized, and you can just be a pastor, and
You
you
know,
can
if
spout
that's
all
my
this
problem,
absolutely you can spout all this fucking nonsense, but
being a pastor is not a bad thing. Just what people are claiming pastors as say, oh yes, you want to get into heaven? Yeah, you gotta buy my book. I want to buy a yacht.
Pastor Anderson pipe beat.
Let's see here. Jesus did warn us about false prophets in the prophets of the book of Matthew. Yeah, I mean they're clowns saying, you want to go to heaven? You gotta buy my book so I can go buy a private jet. Cole Langdon for 5. Cornel West is a VP now. Also, as a former Protestant, most Protestants don't know anything about the Bible, church history, etc. Protestant pastors are valid.
I wouldn't say Protestants. Hell, I don't even like the idea of calling Baptist Protestant, because they don't even believe in the first. They are what they are. They are a group of sectarians. If you reject the first four councils, you're not a Protestant. If you cannot say the Apostolic Creed with a straight face or have like serious disagreements with it, you're not a Protestant. You're a sectarian, and you have absolutely zero understanding about the Bible or the history of Christianity. So please do not, because I am a Protestant. I am an Anglican. I am very much so a high church Anglican. I understand things most people do not about Protestantism, and it fucking pisses me off when people are like, oh, Baptist, Protestant, stupid, become insert thing here. Where the church, those are all fucking talking points. A lot of them say.
So Sam Adams for 2. If Republicans of the Arizona legislature are cooked, yeah, they're done. They're done. Prince Roy for 2. Just got here. Johnson's done for his warrant vote. Yeah, I think Johnson might be done. I don't want it to be true, but like
Johnson did this to himself.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
This one I cannot defend. Like the other ones, that wasn't his. Like the other 15 things, that was not him. That was freaking Don Bacon threatening him with saying, "Well, if you support this, I will throw you out tomorrow." You know, it's like he couldn't do anything other stuff, but this one was just not good. But yeah, so either way, the whole Protestant stuff, I don't like the internet stuff because it just usually just becomes ugly. But you know, just these freaking pastors. I'm not saying everyone's like that, but these quote unquote pastors, they're just hurting the name of God.
They're schizoids. Obviously there are good Baptist pastors.
Oh yeah, no, there's good ones. There's ones actually
I'm really glad that they do actually go out of their way to make the differentiation between pastor and priest.
Yeah, some of them are actual pastors. Like they're not saying, yeah, if you to get into heaven, you gotta buy my book. They're not like that. But I'm just saying the notorious ones.
Slap my nuts. Slap chop.
All right, but yeah, that's kind of the stuff with the Marjorie Taylor Greene stuff. I can't believe she said that. If someone could find that tweet, I'll put it on screen because I completely forgot about it. I just don't get why you would even talk about that. Does she really think that you don't need their support? Like, oh, we could just win off of, what is it? Just evangelicals and that's it.
This is an issue the Republican Party has always struggled with. They can't keep their fucking mouths shut. And a lot of I will admit, a lot of the weird anti-Catholic sentiment does come from the primarily Southern evangelical base. The Republican Party has never really been able to fully integrate Catholics because the Democrats have been the party that have been integrating Catholics. First it was the Irish, then it was the Germans, then it was the Poles and the Italians,
Yeah.
and then it was everyone else coming over.
Well, the big thing that helped them was they had the first Catholic president. That helped them big time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which is really fucking funny because I think the election of John F. Kennedy was the election that proved that this country could get over religious discussions and religious differences and focus more on ideological factors at play. Which, that's spoiler alert, that's the lesson to take away from all of this.
Yeah, because you can disagree on some religious stuff, but that should not be your reason to vote against. Unless it's someone saying we gotta kill the Catholics.
If it's a different kind of, or if they're a Muslim or a Jew who's openly anti-Christian.
Yeah, if
especially
you're
anti-Muslim.
I'm not just saying.
Which by the way, shout out to Tucker for finally fucking calling out what's been happening with the fucking Israeli government and suppressing Christians.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into that because of YouTube, but again, I have no opinion on that really because I watched part of it. But if that's true, and some people are saying it's not, that's not good. I've heard about it before, but. District Cardinal for 5. For me, being Southern Baptist is as much cultural as religious. Growing up in it is an important indicator of the South Christians and Christians at the end of the day. Yeah, it's more cultural, I would say. I agree with that. Being Baptist.
Yeah, Baptist Christianity is more cultural than actually religious after a certain point in the South, especially in Appalachia.
Let's see.
And times because it's really only the southern states who take shit more religious than cultural. But yeah, I wasn't sorry, Rap. I wasn't trying to start a fucking argument about religion.
Oh, no, that's fine. I think everyone should know that. Hey, I'm a Catholic. I'm openly Catholic. I don't really care if you're Protestant.
I'm openly Anglican. I'm openly Protestant.
I'm not anti-Protestant. I'm just saying, I'm getting sick of selling these quote-unquote pastors.
I'm anti-retard.
Yeah. I'm just sick of it because it's destroying the word of God. It's contriving it with their own crap. It's just stop. Prince Writer for 2, with thoughts on Vance being the VP favorite. I don't think that's real.
It's not going to happen. If he's going to pick someone, it's probably going to be. I actually have a hot take. It's not going to be Zeldin. There's no reason to suspect it's going to be Zeldin.
I want it to be, but it's not.
I think it's going to be Katie Britt.
Really?
Yeah. Which is not a good idea.
I wouldn't trust that. She's a nice woman, but she's not a politician. That's just a fact. Her State of the Union response was bad. She should not be the face of the Republican Party.
It should be Zeldin completely, for the record.
What?
It should be Zeldin completely, for the record.
Zeldin, he should be the future of the Republican Party, but it's my
Zeldin, Vance, Hawley.
Yeah.
None of these people are gonna.
Because he's the thing with Zeldin is
I'm gonna be really fucking upset if Tim Scott is his vice president.
I don't think it will be. I've heard some stuff that it's not gonna be him.
Oh, what have you heard?
I just heard that's not gonna be him.
Source? I made it the fuck up.
No, I've just heard people that are in the Trump campaign, they're hearing it's not gonna be him.
Who do you think it's gonna be?
I honestly don't know, but I just heard that it really sounds like Trump doesn't even know. That's why I'm saying it's probably not gonna be Scott. Because I think if it would have been Scott, he would have picked them, figured it out by now.
My thing is, people have been how do I say this?
Yes.
I think people should shut the fuck up about the vice presidential stuff, because you want to know when Trump announced who his vice president was in 2016?
At the convention.
July 15th at the fucking the night before the convention.
Night. Sorry, but
happened. But we are
We're in April. Well, I
We
think
are
it's going to be a
quite a ways
little
away.
different. I think it's going to be a little bit different this time because, you know, he is the nominee way earlier. So, and he's been prepared for like 2 years on this. We just got to see. Devin Armstrong for 2. Could white evangelicals vote for a Muslim Republican? No. I highly doubt
No,
that.
I would not personally.
Well, here's my. It depends. Like, are they like okay? We talk about Muslim, or talk about like full blown, you know, Saudi Arabian stuff like that's
Mashallah, we will kill the haters.
yeah, stuff like that. No, I would not vote for that. I don't care if it's Republican or Democrat. I just wouldn't vote. But if it's like
I'm not gonna vote for someone who's openly like kill the Christians of the country. What
yeah,
are
that no. But if it's like Oz, that's a different story. That's a kind of
Oz is hardly a Muslim. Like he's
Yeah.
openly like I've been influenced by Islam by like Buddhist beliefs.
yeah. So if it's someone like Oz, you know, that's a different story. But if it's like someone that's saying kill the Christians, you know, behead them, that no, I'm not going to vote for that. All right, so that's kind of the thing with the House stuff. I'm hoping that Johnson survives, but it's not looking too good. And we do got to talk about the Cornel West stuff because we do got breaking news. Cornel West has picked Melina Abdullah to be his VP pick. She's a Black Lives Matter activist. Also, she's a racial justice activist in LA and professor of Pan-African Studies at California State University. Oh, of course she is. A professor. That's Cornel West VP, everyone. A freaking professor. I wonder, Tyrone, I wonder why he picked her. I wonder why. Melina.
Well, she's got a Muslim sounding last name.
Yeah, it is. I think she's Muslim. That's why.
She's a black one. Yeah, that's
why.
Oh, that's not.
He's picked. That's the only reason he's trying to get a bunch of votes from like Michigan. That's the only reason.
Yeah, he's probably doing this solely because of that reason.
Yeah, he's trying to get as many Muslim votes as like possible out of like Minneapolis and stuff. That's what it comes down to. He's just trying to screw Biden at this point. What is Pan-African Studies? I don't even want to know. What is Pan-African Studies?
Sounds like some commie nonsense to me, man. You know what I mean?
Hold on, she's a black lesbian Muslim. What? Hold up. Is that actually real? Is she a Muslim lesbian?
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me.
I'm not seeing anything about that. That's fake. Bro, I just can't imagine, like, I'm not even... The fact it's not that's like not even a parody anymore is kind of sad. But alright, should we talk about the North Carolina stuff finally? Because we went over the...
Yeah.
Because I am getting sick and tired of some of these same people! These same people 5 minutes ago were going apeshit over crosstabs. But now, you get very questionable crosstabs out of Quinnipiac from North Carolina, and no one says a damn word. I'm getting sick of these same people every single election. They do the same crap every time. Oh, well, the polls are wrong because of crosstabs, but, oh, the poll that has Robinson down by 8. That's 100% accurate. There's nothing wrong here. So, this poll has Trump winning independents in North Carolina by 8 points. 8. And he's barely up by 2. Does no one see a problem with that in North Carolina? You know what the problem with that is? Trump lost independents in this state by 5 in 2020. So let me get this straight.
But in the polls, he is winning independents, but he's still
barely ahead.
Don't look at crosstabs, kids. Don't look at the crosstabs on these polls. Look at who's winning the independents. The independents are a better bellwether than the crosstabs.
So Trump is doing like 10 points better with independents, or 15 actually, but he's only doing 1 point better statewide? Huh? Like, think about that for a minute. Like, how do you get that? Because Ted Budd, who won by 3.5 points in 2022, he lost independents by even more. So how is that even possible? If Trump was really up by 9 points of these voters, he would be up by like 6 or 7. That's a fact. But that's not it.
Parenthesis, he is.
Yeah. But let's just go down to the governorship because youth talk but a pile of crap. They have Robertson losing independents by 9. But they have him losing statewide by 8. Just give you some context on this. The Republican who lost by 4.5 in 2020 lost independents by 9 or 12 points. So Robinson's doing better with independent voters, but magically, he's doing worse than Republican in 2020. And the funny thing is, Democrats, he's going to higher vote share with Democrats. The only group he magically does worse with are Republicans compared to the governorship. What does it... How can people look at this and say, yes, he's doing slightly worse with independents than Trump from 2020, did better than the governorship candidate in 2020, and Republicans are gaining registration in North Carolina. So theoretically, this should be a slight advantage. What?
Meanwhile.
That should be a slight advantage for Robinson. But this poll has it as Stein plus 8. What do you guys say about this? I mean,
I've said it already. I think the polls are stupid. I think the people who say this shit isn't happening are stupid, and I think we should just I don't know what to say. I've said so much on this already. These polls are bad. The methodology is bad. This is all one really big push by the fucking liberalist polling establishment to make it look like Trump is doing bad. Because they need literally any propaganda. Look, what happened with 2020, and I mean literally everything with 2020, not just the specific funny thing that everyone likes to talk about. The whole reason any of that was seemingly legitimate in the eyes of the Democrats to begin with was because of the fact that they said for months on end that their polling was right, and people believed the entire time that Biden was ahead of Trump in the polling. Which is why people just conveniently turn their heads to this shit, because people are like, the polling said Biden would win, and then Biden won. How could he have lost? They can't even keep that. Everything is one massive gaslight.
Yeah.
It's all fucking gaslight. Literally, the only reason they were able to, the 2020 election is because they built up legitimacy to begin with by making people think the polling was right, and that as a consequence, he did win because, he was ahead of the polling, and he was ahead with polling in the Midwest and Arizona and Georgia. That's how they were able to do the same thing with certain races, like Warnock's race in Georgia, debatably, and Kerry Lake's race and Hamadeh's Arizona Attorney General race.
TexRex 98 for 2. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, but yeah, no, go ahead and say that, then I'll continue.
TexRex for 2. George Allen, Virginia, 2006. Mecca. How do you say that again? The Muslim city, the Macaque. What is that called? Let's say it.
Hold on, let me check. I just realized I'm not even in the stream. Give me a second.
Macaca. It's Macaca. Killed his campaign. I didn't hear about that. Colt Langdon for 2. Describe a Clinton, Trump, Biden voter. Supports the incumbent party, no matter what. Charlie Howard for 2. Robinson will win narrowly. This poll is garbage. Yeah, this poll is bad. I just noticed something. Trump is getting 9% with black voters. Okay, that's key. He's getting 9% with the black vote. Mark Robinson is getting 13%. So somehow he's just doing 10 to 20 points worse with white voters. Are you freaking kidding? People believe this crap?
No, I can't believe this crap. Sorry. My brain's not smooth enough.
Let's just keep going. But you think that's bad? Oh, when you see the abortion question, the biggest issues, like this right here. According to this poll, okay? Let's see here. Where is it?
According to this poll.
I gotta find it.
Let me be clear.
Okay. So, the most important issue to voters in North Carolina is the economy, 27%. Take a guess what's number 2.
Immigration.
Preserving democracy, 16%. Take a guess what's number 3. Just take a guess. Tyrone?
Huh? Sorry, say again.
Take a guess what's the number 3 biggest issue.
Immigration.
Education. So, according to this poll, immigration is the fifth most important issue? Are you freaking kidding me?
I don't believe it. Sorry.
Listen, I'm not saying every poll's fake, but you're not going to tell me with a straight face that preserving democracy...
Actually, you're wrong. Every poll is fake. You have to simply believe me on this.
Man Luck for 2, Cruz Scott Hawley will lose because Orange Man LTE. That's real. Glitz Evie for 2, Trump plus 6, Robinson plus 3, North Carolina. I would say Robinson plus 1, but either way.
Anyway, when I was saying, like, the whole reason that they're able to even do this to begin with is the fact that because they have the polling so rigged to begin with, and they have such shitty methodology that comes apart, because people are so busy and so stupid to not be able to actually understand how the polling data works, people just blindly believe that this shit is going that way, and as a result, you have some of the most brain dead fucking understandings of these things. And I'm sorry, but like nothing funny is going to happen with this election if they can't even convince people with the polling that Trump's losing. Like, no, like you can't steal anything, you can't do anything funny if you can't even sell the people that Biden is going to win in 2024 when Trump is consistently ahead. And it is like you hear the news that Trump's got his approval rating positive for the first time, or Trump's like ahead. Like, Trump's the first Republican since George Bush to be ahead on Real Clear polling. Like, no, you sorry about that. You can't get away with saying shit like that, but also say, yeah, but Biden's gonna win. Trust us, bro. No, fuck off. That's not how that works.
Yeah,
I invite you to go to a basic statistics class.
I'm looking at this poll and what the hell? For age groups, take a guess what the number 1 issue is for 65 and plus.
Welfare?
No, preserving democracy.
Yeah, fuck off. That's not happening.
I mean, this tells me 2 things. 1, they vastly understated Republicans here. That's a big old clear sign. I mean, Trump lost independence by 6 here, and he still won. The fact he's up by 9, he's barely ahead. But number 2, the independents and these other voters they got the poll, they're caring more about preserving democracy and the economy's barely the number 1 issue. When every poll, not just one poll, you could look at every single poll from the past 2 months, and every single one of them has the economy way ahead of everyone else. Stephen Howard for 5. Which state do you think gives Trump a better margin this year? Michigan or Wisconsin? Wisconsin. I'm still going to say that. Charlie Howard for 5. I live in Wake County, North Carolina. I've never heard one person talk about preserving democracy. Most people I talk to are citing the economy. Wake is blue. Yeah. So what the hell these people talk about that the preserving democracy is the number 1 issue? All these people are in the poll are from Asheville. Yeah, they're from freaking like the Wake, like, yeah, from like the Democrat part of the state, and the Republicans. I guarantee you that these Republicans, they're just like the Nikki Haley types. They make a 1% of the vote, but they make
100%. 100% that's the case. No doubt in my mind about it, man.
Tex Rex 98 for 2. Republican from Virginia called someone macaca. Monkey in Portuguese. So I think meant the temple or whatever it's called. Democracy. But that's not the worst part. Abortion. You want to see someone laugh at a poll? This might be the dumbest thing I've ever seen. If this doesn't make you realize that this poll's full of crap, I don't know what will. So, according to this poll in North Carolina, they're saying 30% of voters want abortion illegal in most or all cases. At the same time, they polled, do you think abortion should be banned starting at 6 weeks of pregnancy or not? Take a guess what percent said yes. to ban it?
I don't know. Tell me. Hit me.
30%. So the most extreme abortion ban they can potentially get, the same amount of people that voted to limit abortion say, yes, we must ban it outright. But the funniest thing about that is more independents, compared to the legal or illegal question, so they want to ban abortion after 6 weeks than Republicans did. Compared to the, like here, Republicans, 57% said they wanted to make abortion illegal in most or all cases. 52% said yes to ban abortion at 6 weeks. Meanwhile, 24% of independents said yes, we want abortion illegal in most or all cases. While 30% said ban abortion after 6 weeks. So
incredible.
That means, according to this poll, more people want the strictest abortion ban possible than they want it legal. I mean, just freaking stuff like this. Unfreaking believable. I mean, and people think that this is going to be a serious poll. It's not. This poll is garbage.
This poll's garbage. It's designed to make you think that they're going to be able to pull off anything remotely like 2020. Don't fall for it.
Devin Armstrong, go on.
It's all bullshit.
Devin Armstrong for 2. For a question for co-host: can Democrats flip Ron Cooks County in Texas? Naco, what's it called again?
Nacogdoches?
Yeah. Will they flip it?
Fuck off. Fuck off. You have no idea what you're talking about.
No, it's a question. It's a question.
No, that is my response. You have no fucking clue what you're up against, kid.
Oh, man. But yeah, so this whole thing, it's like, fine. You know, there could be some weird stuff here and there. Well, actually, the funniest thing is, you can look at some of the questions like, you know, does Josh Stein share your values? 38% said yes. 30% said the same thing about Mark Robinson. So you look at the details of favorability, you know, who shares your values and all that.
Yeah, but addressing the question, no,
Yeah.
They can't. That's a meme.
But yeah,
I realized I never actually responded to the question.
Hold on, yeah. In general, do you like Josh Stein's positions on the issues or not? 39% said yes. For the same question for Mark Robinson, 40% said yes. So people like Mark Robinson on the issues. They're saying he's more honest. They agree with his values more. But magically, he's down by 8 points. I don't know. I don't get how people can look at this and just what was that?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I don't know. But yeah, so essentially, this poll claims Mark Robinson wins on who's more honest, who shares your values, who do you agree with on the issues. Every single question, but he's down by 8 points statewide. I mean,
the polls are cooked.
Yeah. Let's see here. Talk about the North Carolina 13th runoff between Brad Knott and Kelly Daughtry. Brad Knott's gonna win. Trump endorsed him. But yeah, I mean, chat, again, I'm not saying every poll is fake, no one should, but these same people that claim that, well, the polling is all fake because crosstabs, they didn't say a damn word about this. Not a single word. I mean, just the more you read this, like, who handles the economy better? Trump plus 14. Describe your financial situation. Okay. I didn't even see this. According to this poll, 60% of voters said that the economy's either good or excellent. Every poll the past year has this completely flipped. But according to this, according to Quinnipiac, oh no, everyone actually thinks the economy is good. With 51% of Republicans saying they think the economy is good or excellent.
Yeah.
What the hell?
No.
What is this? I could look up a poll right now. Let me do that, actually. You know what? Hold on. because
When
I'm getting.
when Raptor pulls the polls out, a real quake sets afoot.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, let's go look at the recent YouGov poll. Yeah, that's a good one. That one usually has good questions about that. Yahoo News, I should say. Let's see. Yeah, this is from the latest YouGov poll. Right here. How would you describe the current state of the American economy? Total for excellent / good, 30%. Fair or poor, 67%.
I don't believe anyone unironically thinks the economy's good. I think people just
It's
say that because
Democrats
they're
coping.
yeah. The economy's doing good, guys, because Biden said so.
Look at this.
Which, if that's true, it just goes to show 30% of the country is so easily willing to believe absolute horse shit.
But yeah, so according to YouGov, right, that's the national poll. Almost 70% of the economy sucks. But magically, Quinnipiac found no, actually, people think the economy is good.
Actually.
In a swing state like North Carolina. No, not just a swing state, but a Republican leaning state, with the majority of the Republicans saying the economy is either good or excellent. That means the people that were polled in this question are cucks. They're not freaking conservative warriors. These are Democrats. These are Nikki Haley voters. Hell, they polled Nikki Haley voters in this poll. I guarantee you they made them like 50% of the Republican vote. It would explain a lot of things, but I don't know. Yeah, inflation went up again. Despite everyone saying, no, inflation's going down. It went up again. So, Tyrone, what do you think, though, about North Carolina? Do you think Mark Robinson could pull it off?
I've been saying for a while, I think Robinson's going to win. What his margin is entirely dependent on how Trump does, I think, but I do think he's going to win by at least 2 points.
You know, I still think it's a 50-50 race, but the fact they need to do that much poll manipulation just to get that result. Again, it's one thing to say, well, margin of error and undecideds. According to them, everyone thinks the economy is booming. And Quinnipiac was, well, not a good pollster. We'll just say that. They are pretty bad. Buck Hunter 431 for 5. Jim Pillen just said he will call for a special legislative session to ensure the winner-take-all bill is passed. Just Google Nebraska winner-take-all. That's huge. That is big news from Jim Pillen. Yep. Right from Politico. It looks like that they're going to go all in on the special election or special session. Now, how are they going to get this passed? Because I think they have a filibuster. Right? I assume so.
Do they?
They have a weird system. That's why they can't get this system removed. So yeah, Jim Pillen is saying that they're going to have a special session, or more than likely. Duster Carter for 2. If you broke the United States between Libcon and moderate, or liberal, conservative, and moderate, the percents. Conservative is like 40%, moderate's like 30, and liberals are like 20. That's what it is. But those moderates are more Democrats, so. He only needs 25 votes for the special session. Ah, okay. If it's a special session, he can just force it through. Just do that then. There are some people out there who think the economy is doing well. I live in a blue state, and people here just think the economy is unironically good. Well, that's just them coping. They can't accept the economy stinks and that it was better under Trump. They don't want to accept it.
Cognitive dissonance is a dangerous. How do I say this?
Bunch of idiots.
Cognitive dissonance is a pathway to many abilities some would consider unnatural.
Rap 13 Keys, which is a way better track record than pulling his binary winning thoughts. Well, guess what? The guy that made the 13 Keys has lost his freaking mind. He's saying that the war in Ukraine's a foreign policy success and all that crap. And he's changed his methodology. He's changing RFK is actually going to hurt Trump more than Biden, so that's not going to count. So. A Trump VP list is Zeldin, Rudy Giuliani, Dr. Phil. That's real. It's just a meme. I mean, like, you can tell right off the bat, it's like, okay, it's fine. Then it's like, oh, you got a meme and Dr. Phil. Thank you.
By the way, if anyone hasn't done so, I highly recommend they go read/watch Dr. Phil's interview with the son of the founder of Hamas.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Dr. Phil did an hour-long interview with the son of the founder of Hamas, and his like the guy basically says, Hamas supporters in the West are a bunch of fucking idiots. If Hamas could, they would behead every single one of you Western
Oh, I
liberals,
remember hearing
and
about
they
that.
call you
Yeah.
useful. They call you the useful idiots where I'm from.
Be done for 5. Why do people like LT think the polls are underestimating Biden despite 2016 to 2020 polling underestimating Blunt by like 3 to 5 points? Well, there is like, okay, I got an argument with like Rufus yesterday about this, but there is some historical precedent that polling understates the incumbent. Usually. But people make it sound like it's every election, no matter what. That's not the case. Since, 1996, there was actually a big polling scandal back then because they overstated Clinton's support by like 10 points or whatever. 2004, they understated Bush by like a point or something. But people forget, they claimed he was going to win Wisconsin and that he was going to barely lose Pennsylvania, sweep everything else by a landslide. That didn't happen. 2012, same deal. Like with Obama, yeah, the national polling understated him, but some of the statewide results, not that good. Duster Carter for 2, thoughts of Trump up with the young, Biden up with old. Again, it's a generational shift. The Zoomers are taking over. That's a good thing. Some Zoomers, I should say.
I have been awakened.
Well, no, the thing is, like, I made many videos on this in streams. The new old vote is just the boomer vote. They're not the greatest generation. They're not the silent generation. They're the
Boomers have always
generation.
been liberal. I'm fucking sick
Yeah.
of people thinking elsewise.
Well, there's a reason boomers are just the meme of this generation. They're just a joke. Name one thing boomers have done that turned into a positive.
Spawn Gen Z.
Yeah. That's about it.
Actually, that's arguably a negative.
That might be a negative, but yeah.
Given Skibbity Toilet and other
That's fair
nonsense.
enough. But that's more like
I watched
alpha.
Skibbity
That's
Toilet,
Gen
by the way.
Alpha. That's Gen Alpha shit, so. But yeah, I think that, the boomer generation caused nearly every single problem we currently face. Remember, they're the generation that refused to fight in Vietnam, but suddenly, when they got too old to fight, they wanted to send your sons and daughters to die across the world. In Syria and Iraq, Afghanistan, everywhere. So. Rap, how much do you think Santos would win New York Senate or governor's election? I think he would win by 66%. That's real. But, no. He would never make it past the primary. No way. No way. In my opinion, Pillman is super underrated. He abolished a concealed carry permit of requirement, banned transit operation for minors, and restricted abortion to 10 weeks after a Dem filibuster stopped a 5-week ban. Yeah, Pillman's a decent governor. All right. If anyone got any more super chats, any more questions, concerns, comments, begin sending them now. Hey, Rap. Using election model 2012 to 2020 county trend 5 points swing to the right to popular vote, and Iowa alone is projected 2024 shift. Huh? I don't get that. I'm a historian with an accurate prediction record. I predict that Trump is loses in 2024. Oh yeah, sure. A totally real historian. Let me guess, you've read like one book. Like what? Like name some like generic history book that you would probably read. The Art of War or something. Something just generic. I'm a history expert now.
I'm a history expert, guys.
I hate when people do that stuff. Oh, actually, I'm the expert, and usually the experts are the dumbest
I'm an
people.
expert, guys. I'm an expert on the current thing. No, people become experts on the current thing.
Rap, should there be a state religion in America? And if so, what should it be? No, I don't think there should be. Tyrone might have a different opinion on that, but what do you think about that? State religion.
State religion in the sense of the federal government, no. State churches, I would absolutely. I love to return to an era where the Episcopal Church was the official state religion of states like South Carolina, Georgia, back in now antebellum South. But with how shall we say denominationally schizophrenic modern America is, I
Yeah,
don't think
it's
it's a
not
good idea.
possible.
Like, just let alone you would not get evangelicals and Catholics to agree on much. Like, if you were talking about making a combined church, like a pan Protestant church that would include like Lutherans, Anglicans, Presbyterians, and Methodists, that could work.
That doesn't sound like
But
that would
just
last.
but
That wouldn't last.
but due to how the Catholic Church works with their centralization and the head of the Roman Catholic Church being extra national, and because of how Baptists and Congregationalists and Church of Christ and those groups act with their churches being their literal own like entities, I don't think you could make it work because evangelical Protestants, evangelical Christians and Catholics are the two largest groups.
3.5% economic growth is better than Trump's 2.2% during his tenure. Cope, this is good for Biden in historical sense. Oh yeah, what happened during Trump's tenure? Freaking dumbass. And then Biden came back, and here's the difference though between the growth Biden has and Trump had. Trump's growth was actually something worth a damn. People felt it. They actually got good jobs. Here, this economy sucks. People are not getting high-paying blue-collar jobs. They're getting crappy service-based jobs that pay minimum wage.
By the way, I just want to say, going back to the 13 keys, dude, he's on some weapons-grade copium.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, hold on. Federal establishment, no, but we should allow non-denomination prayer in schools. I agree with that. I think that should be a thing. I don't get why that is. That Supreme Court case is just insane. I mean, the start of session for Congress, they start with a prayer. I don't get why the same thing can't happen in schools. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly for 10. Don't understand.
As long as we don't get shit like amen and a woman in liberal.
Yeah,
do you remember when that happened? Oh man, I was like,
oh god, I remember seeing that.
They don't say men because it's men. They say men because it comes from a Latin word.
A woman. Was that a pastor too? That's it.
Oh, Yeet's watching the stream. I'd say get the fuck in here, but we're about to end, so.
But anyway, hold on, we got a super chat. Exactly for 10. Don't understand the devotion to tradition and symbols, recitations of Catholicism. Only ritual in the Bible is communion. Form of Vermont and Baptist non-denomination churches. The Apostolic Creed sounds good.
Apostolic.
Apostolic. I never say that correctly.
We would need to like set up a whole stream for Tyrone rants about Christian ecclesiology in the modern day, because that is a topic I could talk about for hours on end if I really wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, like, the thing with the religion stuff, I don't, like, again, I'm obviously Catholic, but I'm not one of those people that wants to start, like, a shit show when it comes to it.
Oh, by the way, I'm convinced all these based trad Catholic types online, like Fuentes, I'm legitimately convinced they're feds or counter ops in some capacity.
I don't think half of them even got their communion.
Nicholas Fuentes is a fed. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, I don't want to. I have no opinion on the guy. I think he's a smart guy, but he's not using it right. That's what I gotta say. But yeah, someone brought up actually Mr. Yee. He's actually watching the stream. Most of the new jobs have gone to immigrants as well. Yeah. These jobs are not Americans getting jobs. These are just immigrants getting the new jobs. That's not a good thing. So. Let's see here. But yeah, there's a lot of just these trad Catholics. So like half of them probably never went to church. Or they may have like, for Easter once, and that's it. Like I don't think like any of these people got communions. I'm not saying every trad Catholic's like that, but like some of these ones that popped out of left field the past 2 years, yeah. I think a good chunk of them, yeah. Feds. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Tyrone, got any final thoughts about anything? Religion? Yeah, the economy? Anything?
Pray for Donald Trump, folks. He's literally the last shot our country has before it becomes a total state of anarcho-tyranny, dictatorship of the masses. Literally, the best thing you can do on the spiritual plane is... I don't want to sound like one of those schizo-political Baptist preacher types, but genuinely, like in my church, we have a prayer for the president, and we have a prayer for all the politicians and policymakers and officials in this country. And that is an established tradition in the English and American Episcopal churches. Pray for Trump. And pray that God can help deliver this country from wickedness and vice.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be a pretty big election.
Give me an amen in chat, guys. Give me an amen. Let me see those amens.
5 minutes later. No amens. Amen and a woman.
Right, time to drink moonshine.
Well, anyways, folks, again, thank you all so much for watching. Some stuff's going on with the Nebraska stuff. I'm hoping that, we actually get the Nebraska system fixed, but we just gotta see.
Oh,
you guys, what was that?
I forget how much moonshine it kicks my fucking gag.
Are you freaking? All right.
Oh, look at that! Look at that,
Amen.
everyone.
Amen.
I love you guys so much. We'll see you in the next stream.